and welcome to Lawndale Lifestyle, the show about everything health and wellness in Lawndale. I'm your host, Christine Bou Sleiman. Today we're going to take a different angle and talk about the health and wellness of our earth and what we can all do to help preserve it. And my first guest is Peggy LeDuff. She's a science teacher at Addams Middle School with her certificate in sustainability. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Can you tell us why you got interested in the topic of sustainability?
I became interested in the topic of sustainability because I am always interested in how do humans impact the earth and what can we do to soften that impact on the earth.
And what exactly is sustainability?
So sustainability is to use our natural resources but not use them up, to make sure that we have resources for generations to come. It's made of three parts. There's an economic part, and for example, years ago I wanted to put solar panels on my roof, but it was $30,000.
Wow.
So it wasn't doable. So sustainability has to make money sense. So now you can call one of many solar companies and they literally rent your roof and they put their solar panels up so you don't have to buy them, and then you get your electricity bill is reduced. So it's a big change. So solar panels are really doable now. So that's the first part. The second part of sustainability are the social issues. So for example, when we throw trash away, it has to go somewhere. And a question is, where would the landfill go? Nobody wants a landfill in their backyard. Same with building a freeway. How would that impact a neighborhood? So that's the second part. The third part is the environmental part. And I got interested in that because, especially in the United States, we're really wasteful. We generate about 4 pounds of trash per person a day.
Oh, wow.
So it's a lot, and so I've always wanted to soften my footprint on the earth.
And why is this important, like sustainability for California and for the residents of Lawndale?
Well, so trash is a big issue. Again, if we're generating 4 pounds a day and there's 38 million Californians, we have to do things with it. And California's been progressive with the recycling program, so everybody has a bin to have all the recyclings in. But now we need to move on to the next level, and that is to take the organics out of the regular trash can of the items that are going to go to the landfill. So it turns out that when you put organics in your regular garbage can and they go to the landfill, those items break down and make methane gas. And methane gas is a very powerful greenhouse gas. It's 21 times stronger than CO2. And so when you put organics in your trash and they get brought to the landfill, they get broken down and they make methane gas. So if we can remove those from the trash, then we will help with the greenhouse gases.
And what are organics?
So organics are food waste and yard waste, paper cups, paper napkins, any of the wrappers of food, pizza boxes. So instead of putting those in the regular trash can, businesses now are going to be required by a new California law. It's called 1826, and it's mandatory organics recycling for businesses. And they're going to have a special way to deal with those organics. So again, food waste, so places like a restaurant, a hospital, they have to deal with their food waste so we can prevent them from getting to the landfill and causing more greenhouse gases.
Okay. And why will trash become a bigger issue? What's going on with that?
Well, it's very expensive. So when trash is picked up from your home or business, it has to be brought to a transfer station, and so several loads are combined, and then it's put in a larger truck and it's brought to a landfill. And the landfills in Los Angeles County are closing, so we're going to have to put our trash on trains and send it out to the desert. So trash is going to get more and more expensive. So if we can divert more by not getting it to a landfill, then it will help reduce costs and also all the pollution from the trucks driving so far to deliver the trash to the landfill.
So how will AB 1826 affect the grades of green and other programs like that?
So right now, we've been separating our food items into a green bin, but we're going to be able to now put the food wrappers and the pizza boxes and the used napkins in with the food. So instead of them going to the landfill, they'll now go to a facility where they anaerobically digest the organic material. So that means they use bacteria, and the bacteria break down the organic waste, the food and the grass clippings, and they break them down, and gas is generated, which those biogases can be used to power vehicles.
Oh, wow.
And then they also make compost so that farmers and gardeners can have that. And we've prevented all of that from going into a landfill.
So how can residents and our viewers make a difference and help Lawndale become more sustainable? What are some tips that you can give us?
So if your waste carrier, so it might be Republic or Athens, you can call them and see, can you put your food waste into your yard waste? So that would be very helpful. Otherwise, food waste can actually go down the disposal. So fruit and vegetable peelings can go down the drain into the garbage disposal, and then it'll be treated at the water treatment plant, the Hyperion plant.
Great. And then in your own home, have you done made any changes as far as reducing your waste?
I have. I've become much more careful. So now I try to use my own net bags when I buy my produce, so I don't use all those plastic bags. Yeah. And I try not to use plastic silverware and paper plates. I try to use things that are not disposable, and I've been able to reduce my trash by a lot. And I'm proud of that. I'm happy for that. We all need to do that because, again, when you throw something away, it doesn't go away. It goes somewhere, and it's very expensive, and there's a lot of environmental issues that we have to deal with.
So if people want to see more tips and learn more about recycling, where can they go?
One of the best websites is carecycle.gov, and that you can get any information about being sustainable, how to recycle your paint, your batteries, anything about solid waste management is all on that site. It's a great site.
Yeah, well, thank you for those tips, and hopefully our viewers will try a couple of them after this show.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we'll be right back right after this.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Our next guest is Elizabeth Sala, a master gardener and environmental quality specialist from a local water district. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
So I know that we're in our 4th year of the drought. Is there anything that we can do to conserve, and do you have any recommendations for us?
Sure. There are a lot of things we can do to conserve water. In fact, water is a precious resource I think we should conserve regardless if we're in the drought or not. But especially in times of drought, we need to be even more mindful of things we can do. So simple things you can do is like turn off the faucet when you're doing something such as brushing your teeth or shaving or even washing dishes. In between dishes, you shouldn't just run the water. In the bathroom, when you're, say, running the water before you get into the shower, if you're not brave enough to get in when it's all cold, you can have some pitchers in your bathroom and fill them up with water and then use that water to either water plants or you can use them to flush your toilet and save water that way. In the kitchen, there are even more things you can do in terms of like when you wash the dishes, you should wash them in a pail or in a group, not just wash one at a time. If you do have a dishwasher and you're scraping off the remains from the plate, the garbage, say, don't throw it in your garbage disposal. Put it either in your trash can or in a bowl that you can store in the refrigerator to protect it from ants. But you don't want to just use the water to rinse off your plate. You want to just scrape it off and save water that way. And another thing is if you have a dishwasher and you do like to run the water to get it hot before you run the dishwasher, again, you should have a container of water and fill that up with water. And again, you can use it to water plants, be there container plants or just take it out in the lawn. Another thing you can do is when you steam vegetables, that water that's in the bottom of the pan, you can reuse that, or once you're done steaming the vegetables, let it cool, and then use that again to water plants, and that has a lot of good nutrients too, so that's even a double boon to way to water your plants.
That's great.
So those are some suggestions.
So I know that we try to get people to have their own fruit and vegetable gardens, but that requires more water. So what can we do in that situation?
Well, if you are trying to grow vegetables and you have a lawn, vegetables don't take that much more water if you remove some lawn and plant a garden. So if you're going to add something to your house that you didn't have before, then it might use more water. But if you remove lawn and plant vegetables and fruits, they actually take much less water than a lawn. So that's a really excellent alternative to trying to save water, is to actually plant something that you'll eat. In fact, the most efficient use of water is to grow food, because then if you're using your water to eat something that you're going to grow and eat, and it's a local source, then you're saving energy, transportation costs, and all that time and effort it takes to bring the food from hundreds of miles away to here. And so it's actually a great solution overall.
Okay. And then what about no mow lawns? Is that really a viable choice? And what about kids playing in the yard and
You mean as far as turf removal?
Yeah.
Well, right now in the middle of summer is not a great time to remove turf, but I think that we need a balance between places where children do need a place to play, and so do animals. But if you could maybe have a balance between having some grass and maybe some areas with some native plants, and you should always cover the soil. You should never just expose it and have it be bare. Another thing to consider is on the UC website, the ANR is uc.anr.ca.gov, is a place where they have, stands for Agriculture and Natural Resources. They have done a lot of research on different kinds of grasses that don't require a lot of water. So you can still have a lawn, but use lawns that use less water, or lawn-like things like yarrow is a ground cover. That is the native plant that is very low growing, and it's a beautiful lacy plant, and you could have that be your lawn per se. And there's other very low water requirement plants that you can have as a lawn that look beautiful, that you can walk on. And again, you can find a lot of those on that website. And sometimes what you do is you just take out certain plugs of the grass, like you have a lawn now. Many people like to grow the grasses like from Kentucky. Well, we don't live in Kentucky. Kentucky gets 45 inches of rain a year. We live in a semi-arid land, and we get 15 inches of rain a year. We don't live in a desert. We live in a semi-arid area. So I think that's a lot of a misconception. A lot of people think, oh my gosh, I need to plant cactus and all those other kind of things. Not that there's anything wrong with cactus, but we don't live in a desert. So there's a plethora of other kind of plants we can actually plant that are beautiful and that flower, not maybe year-round, but throughout the year.
So what plants are okay to grow?
Well, since we do live in a Mediterranean climate, there's 5 places around the world that have those, and we are one of those lucky people. There are plants that thrive, in fact, in our environment, where they just use, they're used to just getting rain in the winter, they're used to long, dry summers, and they're used to the coastal influence, which is where we are here, like in Lawndale. And there's many California natives. Again, there's a website called laspolitas.com where you can actually put your zip code in, and it will give you a list of plants that will thrive in your exactly environment. So you want to plant things that will grow with the rainfall they get and the native environment here in Lawndale. You can also grow plants like, say, lavender. There's plants that are from like South America, from the Mediterranean, from Chile, and those places that have, Australia is another place that have very low water requirements and thrive in these kind of environments.
That's great. And then how do we protect the soil?
That's a great question. The soil is really so important to our livelihood and our actual existence, because that's where our plants grow, and our food. We need to protect the soil by adding organic matter, which is like by composting, to continually add safe organic materials to the soil. And we need to also cover it, like with a mulch or cover crops. Grow something that's low growing, that has a low water requirements. For example, oregano doesn't require much water, and it spreads and it covers the ground. So if you were to plant a couple places of oregano or yarrow, like I already mentioned, again, low water use, covers the ground, protects the soil, and keeps the water in the ground, because we need to increase the soil holding capacity and keep everything in the ground and provide a place for the microbial life to live and give it things to eat, because the healthier the soil, the more it can hold water. So when it does rain, it can hold all the water in your yard, just like it's being part of the watershed.
Is there a website that people can go to get more information about gardening?
Yes, the Master Gardening website for local Los Angeles people is celosangeles.ucanr.edu.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. I learned a lot from you today, and I have some new tips that I can try when I get home tonight.
Well, thanks for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. And we'll be right back right after this.
I didn't know.
My parents didn't know that childhood obesity can lead to type 2 diabetes.
But now that I know, I won't let it happen to my kids.
I'm making important changes so my kids could have the chance to live a long and healthy life.
Visit notmykids.net to get healthy recipes, ideas to keep your family active, and many more tips. Visit notmykids.net today. Do it for your kids' health.
Now it's time to discover another fabulous recipe with our very own Chef Lissette.
Hi, welcome back to Lawndale Lifestyle. Today we're going to be working with two of my friends, Kelly, who's 5 years old, and Valeria, who is 8 years old. So what we're going to be doing today is a fruit salad sundae. It's super duper simple, and it's got lots of fruit in it, different kinds, different colors, and most of it is just very sweet. So hopefully it'll appease your sweet tooth. It's a good dessert alternative to having, let's say, ice cream at a party. You could bring a little fruit salad, have a little yogurt, and still have something really satisfying, delicious, healthy, and enjoyable. So to get the kids to try to eat it a little bit more, to encourage them, we're going to have the kiddos help us out today. So first things first, we're going to cut up a green apple, Granny Smith apple. Do you like apples, Kelly? Awesome. So we're going to use some kid-approved favorites. First and foremost, we're going to take the knife. We're going to curl our fingers like this so we don't cut off our tips of our fingers. It'd be very bad, right, guys? Very bad. So we're going to do that, and we're going to cut it in half. And then we're going to go ahead and cut that half. So we cut it in half again. And to take out the seeds, we're going to do this, cut at an angle. All right. And then we're going to slice. So you can have some apple wedges like that. If you guys ever want to pack apples for the kids or for yourselves for a picnic, etc., go ahead and take the slices or the chunks and put them inside of a little bowl. And with that little bowl, you can make sure that you add some lemon juice or some lime juice. Even some pineapple juice will prevent it from oxidizing, which is when it turns that kind of nasty brown color. The fruit might be really good, but if it looks brown, you might not want to eat it, right? It doesn't look as appealing. So we're just going to use half of an apple because we cut up a Fuji apple earlier, which is one of my favorites. And we're going to move on to the next thing. Okay? All right. So we have an orange. Do you like oranges, Valeria? They're very sweet, right? So we're going to cut off the ends. You see? That way it doesn't roll around on us. And what we're going to do next is, now that it's stable, we're going to cut off both the skin and the pith. The pith is that white part right there. Do you see? And that's the part that's kind of bitter and sour, which not everybody really likes. You can also take it off of grapefruit, and that makes it a lot more palatable. You might enjoy it better. So we're going to do that. Not only does it take off some of the sour flavor, but it also makes it a lot prettier. So instead of seeing that white on the oranges, like you might at school sometimes, you show this and it looks like a gem, right? So we're going to finish doing this real quick. Just makes it look much prettier. And remember, you always want to keep your cutting board clean, because if you have too much stuff on it, you are going to have a problem, in which case you might happen to cut yourself just because there's too much stuff on here, and it may get in your way. So we're going to finish this up. And Kelly, do you think you could help me cut up the banana? Yeah? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and peel our little banana friend. All right. Okay, Kelly. So go ahead and hold the knife for me like I showed you earlier. Perfect. Now go ahead and cut it into little chunks. Good job. And just to let you know, she is using a real knife. It is a ceramic knife. It is incredibly sharp. But it's just a matter of letting the kids try things out and being there with them when they're doing the stuff. That way you can build confidence in them, and also they can help you do cooking. Can you go ahead and help me put these in here? Awesome. Good job. All right. And Kelly, can you put the blueberries in too while we're at it? Awesome. Valeria, can you add the mango? Thank you. Good job. So now we're adding mango. And let's see, how about the pineapple, Valeria? So we have yellow, we have orange, we have blue, we have a little bit of white with the banana. Could you actually add the cherries for me, Kelly? Wonderful. So we're using some frozen cherries because they're not in season right now, but we bought them when they were cheap and we froze them, and now we get to enjoy them. Okay, so let me help you with this one. Can you kind of spoon it out for me, Kelly? Awesome. Whee! So each of these is about a cup of fruit, but at home you could make this with a couple of ingredients, 3 or 4, 5 or 6, whatever you have on hand. And Valeria, could you do the honors and finish this off for me? Awesome. But a little bit of fruit goes a long way. A long, long way in this case. So we're just going to mix it up with our gloves, and then we're going to go ahead and serve. You guys excited? Are you hungry? Just a little bit maybe. So we have green, orange, kind of a yellowy orange, some reddish pink, some dark deep red, and purple in the form of our blueberries. So now we're going to go ahead and serve it. Are you ready? Okay. No, you're fine. Here we go. So let me see. Could you grab the cup for me, Kelly, so we can put it in? Awesome. All right. And you're going to notice that the blueberries and the cherries will cause some sort of color stain to occur. That's okay. It's just giving it a little extra flavor. Now, actually, Kelly, could you add a little bit of yogurt on top for me? Just one little sporkful. And we're just adding the yogurt to give you some dairy, because you've got 3 food groups in a moment. You've a dairy product, some fruit, and now, Valeria, can you add the last one, which is a grain? Cheerios. There you go. And it's Kelly's turn to taste this, so go ahead. Well, thank you so much for visiting us today, and hopefully you'll have some success by involving your kids in making recipes in the future. This one's super quick, super easy, and you can use whatever you want. How's it going, Kelly? Good? Awesome. Thanks for making it with me, guys, and we'll see you next time. So long.
Thanks, Chef Lissette, for another magical culinary moment. Now it's time for us to get up, get our hearts pumping, and get moving with Coach Latarrin. Take it away, Coach.
Everybody, you know that fitness is great, so let's get up off the couch and join me for a little bit of instant recess. All right, everybody, let's go ahead and start off with a march. Good. Let's go ahead and get the body flowing, get the body warmed up. All right, we're gonna start with some shoulder rolls, going forward, nice and high. All right, getting real high. Everybody got it? Let's count. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and take it back. Good. It's doing the same thing. All right. Let's count down again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and shake it out. You can already feel it at the shoulders already, and we're going to get the shoulders warmed up again. So go ahead and do some shoulder press. We're going to go up and down. Keep the feet moving. Up, down, speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Looking good. Let's get it down. Let's keep it going. 10. Now these are called raise the roof. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. All right. Let's go ahead and do some step forwards. We're going to tip our heel forward, back, bring it forward, bring it back, bring it forward, bring it back. Good. Let's go ahead and speed it up. You guys got it. Good. All right, so we're going to do some arm curls when we're doing those. It's going to go up, down, down, up, down. Make sure you squeeze the bicep. Up, down, down. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, can't hear you. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and shake that out. I felt really good. Felt a good burn on the bicep. All right, let's go ahead and step out again. And forward, in, out, in, out, in. You guys looking good. Out, in, out, in. This is called a modified jack. So we're gonna bring the arms up, just like that. Good. Don't want to put too much stress on the knees. This is why we use the modified jack. So you can look you're doing the jumping jack, but you're just stepping out. It's called step out jacks, right? That's all right. All right, here we go. Let's count down. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ooh, that's a good burn on our shoulders. Let's go ahead and shake it out. Good. All right, let's go ahead and do some triceps because we didn't do our triceps. Let's go ahead and turn to the side again, bend at the waist, bring our arms in, and flex the arms out just like we're about to run a race. Like we're just sticking the race just like that, where we're bringing our arms out. So in, out, in. Make sure you squeeze that tricep out, in, out, in, out. Speed it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. Count down. 10, 9, squeeze. 8, 7, 6. Keep the feet moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. That burns, doesn't it? All right. So the next thing we're going to do is the step across. So we're doing the step across. We're going to step up, bring our high knees up and down, up and down. Speed it up. Good. So what we're going to do with those is just tap the knees. Good. And bring your arms up and tap. Good. Let's do 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Very good. Let's go ahead and march it out. Take our chin down, up, down, up, back, forward, back, forward. All right, let's spread the feet out. Let's do our little cool down, this little breathing. So go ahead and bring, as the arms come up, we're gonna take a breathe in through the nose. Arms go down, breathe out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Last one, in and out. Thank you for joining the session. I will see you guys next time.
Today we heard about sustainability and learned some tips on how to recycle and conserve water. I hope you'll try at least one of those tips today. To learn more about recycling, you can go to recycle.ca.gov, and to find the Master Gardening Workshop in your area, you can go to celosangeles.ucanr.edu. And to learn about the drought and find out more ways to conserve water, you can go to ucanr.edu. From all of us here at Lawndale Lifestyle, we'll see you next time.